Good afternoon, students. Today we discuss about national income trends in our India. Soon after getting the independence, what are the trends of our national income? Before independence, we are under the rule of Britishers. So no economic growth and no economic development. But after getting the independence, the government of India, our planners decided to reach the economic growth and economic development. Why? Because our India still developing country, economically, politically, socially, completely in backward position. So some problems also have in our India, like unemployment, illiteracy, and income inequalities, and this type of problems also our Indian economy facing. So what are the trends of national income in our India after implementation of different plans? So what is the meaning of national income? Already in first year syllabus we studied. National income means during a given period of time, the produced total goods and services final values are known as national income. While calculating the national income, we should take the only final values of the goods and services. Means, for example, price level always not constant. In some time increases, income in some time decreases. While calculating the national income, any one constant price level taken into account, and calculate the national income always with the current price level and constant price level also. So first of all, national income means in a period of time the produced goods and services final values are known as national income. Okay, here national income trends, we calculate the national income. Actually the first two major adjectives are increasing the production of goods and services, and the second one is the increasing in the price. These two adjectives are main important. Increasing goods and production, goods of production and services means here is the economic growth. Economic growth means the total output, increasing in the total output, increasing in the production of goods and services. Finally, the increasing in the volume of goods and services is known as economic growth. And first one. Second one is increasing in the price level. Price level means the demand. When increasing in the economy, automatically the price level also changes based on the some situations. So increasing in the price is very favor to the entrepreneurs, capitalists, and farmers, also business people. Why? Because how much price level increases in the market, they get more profit. And these increasing in the price level also known as the continuously increasing in the price level in the economy, that situation is known as inflation. This inflation situation, if the inflation is in mild position, it is very favor to the economy. So when price level continuously increases, entrepreneurs and large farmers, business people, they gain more profits. But fourth category people means poor people. When price level increases in the market, their purchasing power completely declines. They are not able to satisfy minimum needs also. So these are the two aspects are very, very important to increase the volume of goods and services. At the same time, to increasing in the price. So let me see the well calculate the national income. Two main objectives are very, very important, and when taken into the constant price level and current price levels. So here is the comparison between the 1950-51 at the time of implementation of first plan. India at constant price level and current price level. When constant price level with the help of constant price level to estimate the national income always give to the perfect picture, but current price level never give the correct picture. So constant price level is very important to estimate the national income. With constant price level always gives to perfect figure of the national income. Okay, at the time of 1950-51 to 2013-14, our national income at the time of 1950-51 2,04,924 to 49 lakhs 20,183 crores has increased from 2,04,924 only at the time of 1950-51. Our national income in constant price level. According to 2013-14 estimations, it has increases 49 lakhs 20,183. Our national income with constant prices. But the same figure with current price levels at the time of 1950-51, current price levels national income means only 9,152, and it has increases to 91 lakhs 71,045 crores, the current price level, the time of 2013 to 14 estimations. So always national income shows the correct figure, perfect figure to estimate with the constant price level. Constant price level means not highly increases the price of goods and services, completely not decline the price of goods and services. So basis on economic, no economic fluctuations, no inflation situations. And 30 year the planets take the constant price here. Okay, it is very favor to the business people and entrepreneurs, and the same to the purchasers, consumers also. So, and next one is the per capita income. Always the national income depends on per capita income. Per capita income increasement always depend on the national income. So 1950-51 estimations, PCI means per capita income. Per capita income, how do we get the per capita income? National income by total population. Okay, we will get the per capita income. Per capita income means here is the individual income of the persons. So 1950-51 total per capita income of our India 5,708 only at constant prices. And 2013-14 estimations, our per capita income has increases 5,708 to 39,904. 39,904 means per capita income increases highly at constant price level. And the same years, in 1950-51, our per capita income with current prices only 255. According to 13-14 estimations, 2013-14 estimations, our Indian per capita income has increases 255 to 74,380. Individual income of our persons at a current price level, with estimation of current price level. This is the estimation of constant price level. Constant price level 5,708 508 to 39,904 increases. Current prices 255 to 74,380. So this is the per capita income picture. And next we will discuss about growth rates of our India. Growth rate means to increasing the volume of goods and services is known as economic growth. Finally, basis on the primary sector, secondary sector and a service sector, total volume of goods and services growth rates. So 1950-51 to 80-81 estimations, constant price level and current price level. So constant price level, our national income growth rates 3.5, per capita income is only 1.4. And next current price level, our national income is 9 and per capita income is 6.7 only. Then according to 2003-4 to 13-14 estimations, national income 7.3 at constant price level and per capita income 5.8 at constant price level. Then 2003-4 to 2013-14 estimations, national income is 14.9 and per capita income is 13.4 at current price levels. These are the trends of our national income. How the per capita income growth rates and national income growth rate, current price levels and constant price level. So always constant price level shows the perfect picture of national income and per capita income also. Next, let me discuss about contribution of sectoral contribution of national income. For any economy, three major sectors: primary sector, secondary sector and service sector. So primary sector means also known as the agriculture sector. Agriculture and co-agriculture activities, agriculture, fishing and poultry, mining and all these goes to under the primary sector. Okay, next secondary sector means manufacturing activities. All type of manufacturing activities are known as secondary sector. Means from tiny small scale industries to large scale industries. Total industries came under the secondary sector. Then finally tertiary sector means service sector. Remaining all activities came under the service sector. Means education, health, transport, infrastructure, tourism, social service activities and all type of activities the service sector. Banking and next production services and next LIC, all these are service sector. So at the time of 1950-51 and at the time of 1913-14, what is the sectoral contribution of our national income? Means how much population contribution in primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Okay, contribution means the total in our national income. What is the share of primary sector? What is the share of secondary sector? And what is the share of tertiary sector? So here is the according to 1950-51 estimations, primary sector contribution in our national income 57.2. And according to 13-14 estimations 13.9 only, means declined. Then secondary sector 14.8 to has increased to 26.2, means primary sector to population converted to the secondary sector. Then service sector at the time of 1950-51 only 25.0%, means 25%. At the increased to 59.9%, nearly 60%. And a service sector scope somewhat highly increased. It is very favor, but compared to developed nations, we are in backward position till developing country India. Why? Because so many problems have in our India. First one is the population growth rate. This population growth rate causes so many disadvantages. High population causes the so many disadvantages like unemployment, poverty, income inequalities, illiteracy. All these problems highly causes basis on the rapid growth of population. So if we control the population growth rate in our India, 50% of these total evils we have control in our hands. Okay, so this is about the national income trends in our India. Okay, next class we discuss another topic. Thank you.